What's going on? What's going on, people? So what do we have today? What's the ideal good woman for a high value man? What do we mean by that? But first, before I even get into that, I want to touch on women's mentality once they feel like they independent. And I'm going to give you guys an example of what's going on and how this stuff works. Let's just say you have a woman who, single mother, she have to grind. She's working 8+ hours a day. She's not relying on any type of guy. The same woman, she want to put herself through school. She probably experienced some type of heartbreak or something like that in the past. And what she want to do off of that, she want to make her life better. She want to get it to the point where she don't have to rely on anyone. So like I said, she's busting her behind. She's working 8+ hours a day, maybe 10, 12, 14 hours a day. She's deciding to go to school to better herself, right? So now we have that same woman. She busting her butt at work. She's saving her money. She going to buy herself a house. She putting herself through school. She going to go get her a diploma, education, bachelor's, master's, PhD, or whatever the case may be. What happens after that woman gain that type of, should we call it success? After she gained that type of success, she's not going to be looking at guys the same anymore. What I mean by that, if a woman had to buy a house on her own, hustle and go and get it, she's not more than likely going to be looking at a guy who don't have his own house, right? If a woman busted her behind to go to school and get a higher degree, master's degree, she's not more than likely going to be looking at a guy who can't match that. That's just how this stuff work in life. So what do women do? Women create this bubble. And it's a bubble where there's not really a lot of men. It's not really a lot of men. There's not, she start looking for a guy who has his own home. That bubble of men, that circle of men gets smaller because now that man have to make a certain amount of money. So now she's looking at a guy who have to make a certain amount of money. He has to make a certain amount of money, right? He has to have his own home, right? So women paint themselves in a corner when they go on this independent streak. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But what a woman end up doing is that she end up making what she want from a man too high. She end up being single. If you disagree, you could chime in. Actually, I think I got some men that's going to be chiming in regarding the topic today. Let me see where they at. I see him. Let me see. Just got on now. Let me get him on.
What's going on,
what's going on, bro?
How you doing today, man?
I'm good. What's the word?
Okay. Like I said earlier, I just wanted to go.
We got to let the people know who you are, where you from.
Oh, okay. All right. Those that don't know me or whatever the case may be, my name's Twain. Most people call me Dino, Brooklyn, New York. You know what I'm saying? I'm train operator in New York City Transit Authority. And, that's basically me in a nutshell. You know what I'm saying?
All right. So, what do you have on the topic today?
Well, the topic I was trying to understand is I hear a lot of energy going on about high value men and there's this big craze about everybody should be submissive. And I want to understand what is the as a high value man, what is the criteria the woman should have for a high value man? If you are a high value man, and when you look at said woman, what should she have? What should she be able to bring to the table?
Well, do you consider yourself a high value man?
I personally don't believe in the concept of high value man. I believe that I'm a man. I'm a responsible man, and I do the things I have to do for the people in my world for me to be responsible for them.
So, what do you think in your world that a woman should bring to the table?
A woman in my world should be basically loyal and consistent. But now, obviously I want her to be about her own particular her business, or, getting to where she needs to get to be successful in her own right.
Okay. So do you believe in a woman splitting the bills with you 50-50, or like if you make enough, you will take care of everything? If this is your woman, we're not talking about a side girl.
Okay, I hear you. I hear you loud and clear. But see, here's the thing, right? When you enter a relationship, right, with a woman, and you enter a relationship without a plan, then you're destined to fail. Just like in life in general. If you enter life without a plan, you're destined to fail. So if I'm getting into a relationship with said woman, we have to understand what's our end game, what's our plan. So if our plan is, let's say, buy a property, ownership, or whatever the case may be, then we're going to move accordingly. We're going to make the goals we're going to make the plan reach the goal. So if I'm paying all the bills, obviously I don't have no money to put to the side to get to that other end of the game. But if she's helping me with the bills and we both stacking or allocating our funds accordingly to the end game, we can make this end game come quicker. But we have to have a plan. We just can't say, because I'm the man, I pay for this, or she's the woman, that she don't have to pay for anything. No, we can't do that. That doesn't work that way. That's not realistic.
So how do you get a woman, like what be specific with the criteria of a girl that you would call your woman? Because like, do she have to know how to cook? Do she have to be submissive, cooperative? Do she have to be in shape?
I don't want a person to be cooperative and submissive. I prefer an independent thinker. You know what I'm saying? Because she might have a better insight than I have on said topic or whatever, is going on. So I don't want a woman to sit there because I said something to be something, do that. Like I'm a dad, and my daughter, what they call it, a girl dad, right? Okay. I would never tell my daughter because a man said something to do what he says. You know what I'm saying? Or submit to. First question, if my daughter comes to me, daddy, and my daughter's 22, so she's grown. She's in the mix of this madness. So my daughter comes to me and go, Dad, I'm dating this guy. He wants me to be submissive to him. So I was like, okay, that's cool. That's cute. But my thing is, the first question I asked her, what are you submitting to? And, off her response now, if he can change her world in a way that she can't change for herself, then okay, you can roll with that. But what are you submitting to? Like I said, a lot of times I hear the terminology submissive, cooperative. Like, those to me terms came from when the white man used to talk to us black men back in, still to this day. Like, yo, you got to be cooperative, you got to submit. Transit talk to us all the time about that stuff. It's like, yo, what, you signed up for this? This is what it is. No, I didn't sign up to be verbally abused by you. That's not what I, joined this authority for. But so now I go back to your point. What you're trying to say is, okay, submissive. Okay, and I'm just being real fair and real. As a black man, right? We asking these women to be submissive to us. What are they submitting to?
The leadership.
Where we leading them?
Well, this is how you look at it, right? So this is the issue with the relationships in our community. Women are getting in a relationship with men that they don't trust. Because in order for you to have someone to lead you, you have to trust them first.
Okay, right? Now let me ask you something. Mm-hmm. That's vice versa. You're right. I totally agree with you. But now, I don't know how old you are, which is fair. And I'm 47, right?
No, I'm 39.
39. Okay, that's cool. So we both are seasoned enough to understand that both of us probably put some women in our lifetime through the ringer. And some of us probably came across some women that we dealt with after those that we never put through the ringer, but they've been scarred. So they have scar tissue there. So you have to understand whatever place and space where they're coming from as well. And realistically speaking, women that I've came across in my lifetime came to me with an open mind and open heart. So, and I have burnt bridges on that. And, to make that point even hit home a little harder, most of the relationships that I've been in, I would say about 75% of them might have been my assholeness that fucked them shits up. Not the fact that they came in there and wasn't being submissive or wasn't doing, the right thing by the relationship. I mean, like I said before, we can say these words, submissive, leadership, what's the plan? Like, what is our plan? You know what I'm saying? And I'm not coming at you or anybody in particular. I'm just saying, as black men, we want these women to submit to this energy. And 90% of us don't have a plan. It's just words that we spewing out. You know what I'm saying? And I'm, like I said, I'm speaking on behalf, on every time I speak about these type of topics, like I said, first and foremost, I have a daughter, so I gotta be her voice. And I don't want this type of energy or these type of men for her to be picking through, sorting through, where they think that, yo, you have to be submissive. No, we're not, I can't let that ride. You know what I'm saying?
So you don't think that a woman should be submissive to a man in any form or fashion?
Okay. In the bedroom, you want to get on top? Okay, that's fair. That's cool. Well, I mean, I'm just trying to understand when we say those words, what are we submitting to?
Because submission don't mean weak. People think that when men tell women to be submissive, that we want you to do as we say. No, we want you to allow us to lead, because you have a lot of women who's coming up now, who's getting their own houses, busting their butt at work.
Yes.
A lot of them are single mothers, so they got to do what they got to do. And then
that's a fact.
And then they come in with, they don't need a man. A man, if you don't need a man, then what's the purpose of us in life? Because a lot of women is out here like, I don't need a man. And men like us men, we like to be needed for something.
Of course we do. We have to, yes.
Right? So,
of course, you definitely do. Yes, that's part of the man. That's part of your masculinity. You have to feel validated. Yes, exactly. I agree with you on that.
Exactly.
But at the same time, you also have to lead these, you have to give them something to submit to. So if a woman is not submitting to a man, said man, let's say any individual man, I mean, a man has to take accountability why she's not submitting. I'm gonna give you an example using myself, right? I was 23 years old, my daughter's mother, right? And we basically both fell hell over heels in love with each other. And she came to me with a plan. I'm still willy-nilly. I'm in the clubs popping bottles. I'm out in the street gambling. I'm out doing every X, Y, and Z, right? I'm basically not listening to nothing she said about what this plan that she wanted to do. But I'm young. I'm young from the projects, whatever. We doing knucklehead shit, right? Now, she submitted to me. Even then, we still doing the knucklehead shit. I had her running errands with me, doing God knows what, the shit that she had no business doing. But this said woman still stuck to the script of her own plan and accomplish all her goals without me there, period, without any man. So as a woman that moves like that, and you asking her to submit to you, you have to bring something to the table for her to worth submitting to. You can't say, because I am man, submit to me.
No,
you come up with...
That's a fact, right? And I agree with you 100%. But at what point do she figure that out? I believe a woman should figure that. She shouldn't get into a relationship unless she's ready to give a certain amount of submission to a man. You can't get into a relationship with the guy and then be like, I'm not going to submit, because submit is related to trust. People put a negative connotation on submission. Like you said, you could take it back to slavery, but you could go back to submission to African times. The African women submitted to their man. The man took care of everything.
So and now here's the back end story of that. And I'm not talking about, and like I said, I'm not talking in particulars about any individual, but a lot of times dudes that have that level of the man take care of everything, what you saying that which they want, a lot of times they start to tag these women as lazy, gold digging, or they start putting labels on them. So it's like they damned if they do, they damned if they don't. A lot of women, I have a lot of female friends, and I'm listening to them, and it's like, yo, they can't catch a break either way. That's why I said when I spoke to you earlier, text you earlier, I said, there's a lot of forums about on any type of excuses, like what's going wrong. We could point out, situations throughout our culture that's a lot of shit going wrong. But my thing is, which me personally is more hell bent on, is how do we build solutions here? How do we resolve these issues? We can sit there and put the blame game all across the board on both of us, men and women. We can do that all day till the cows come home. But how do we come up with the solutions? Because having a culture, especially in the Black culture, in any culture for that matter, the family structure is what builds the culture. I mean, it's like back in Africa, the man took care of the woman, and that family structure was built up the strength in African kings and queens. You know what I'm saying? If we look at how the Jews move, they got family, they have structure. You look how the Indians move, they have a certain level of structure with family first. Then the outside things fall in line. So if we don't have no family structure, we got single parent households all across the board and, mass incarceration. There's a lot of things we can point to that is breaking down our culture. But now it's time for you, me, and other men Because women will follow our lead when we're starting to come with a nice plan. They definitely will fall in line. I haven't came across a woman in my lifetime yet that wouldn't fall in line to a good plan. That we start to set the tone, and that's a man's job. That's our job, is to set the tone. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're doing now. And we set a tone, and they say, and they don't want to follow that tone, and they get left behind. You know what I'm saying? Like, but we ain't, and I'm not saying, like I said, I'm not talking about any individual, but we don't set no tone just because some people, not saying you or anybody at all, but a person might say, because I'm a male, I'm a man, you should follow me. Homeboy, you got bad credit. You know what I'm saying? Your bank account is flimsy. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? You're dealing out here with drugs. You still got 2 other chicks that you still smashing bareback, and you know what I'm saying, on the side. You got a lot of other issues that you telling this said woman to follow. You feel what I'm saying? And it's like I said, I'm speaking for my daughter when I speak like this. How can a woman follow that? But now and this is what go back to the high value part. If you're a man about your stature, you're about what you're about. I'm paying my bills. I'm doing the right thing. I'm trying to do right by you. And you still going to give me some other energy, then those women get left to the side. You know what I'm saying? They get left to the side. And we got to stop generalizing everything. Like, you know what? Those type of women, we don't fuck with them. Like, that ain't our cup of tea. I don't want no lazy broad. You know what I'm saying? I don't want no woman that can come into my world and, you know what, just lay down and, you know, whatever's whatever, I'm just here. No, you got to add value to this, shorty. Because I'm trying to go to another level. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you and I work for the same industry. We're in the same industry. That ain't the end all for us. Like, you got your clothing line, Chunka. That ain't the end all for us. We got other goals here. We got, you know what I'm saying? Like Jay said, I'm bigger than just a rapper. He didn't just come to Japan to be a rapper. Came in there to be on another level. So we got bigger goals here. And so we can't have a woman that's not trying to add value. So I don't want those type of women. That's why I say I need women, independent thinkers, so they can share some insight. This way, okay, babe, yeah, that was good. That was a good point. Yeah, let me change this here. Tweak me here. You know what I'm saying? Tweak me here. Because now, at the end of the day, when I get to that top, to that, you know, to the zenith at the top, I want to have that strong woman there with me. I don't need all this other willy-nilly shit around me, because at the end of the day, like Dr. Dre's and a lot of these celebrities saying these motherfuckers getting caught slipping, paying all that child support, all that whatever. I ain't trying to get caught like that.
But look, you can't be mad at that, bro, because you brought up Dr. Dre's situation. She been with the dude for 26 years.
No, he gotta pay.
Yeah,
he gotta pay.
Yeah, you gotta pay for that.
Pay.
He gotta pay. He been with her for 26 years. So, like, you brought up the family structure, right? Now, let's just say we in transit. So let's just say we meet a girl at transit. She's working. You know, transit is not an 8 and skate job most of the time. People, people go for the jobs 9, 10 hours, 11 hours, penalty jobs, whatever the case.
You'll get stuck on board and all types of shit going.
Right. Right. So now let's just say you have a baby with a female at transit, and then what happens next? Do you set it up for her to take care of the family structure at home, to take care of things at home, or do you still encourage her when she's able to go back to work to continue busting her behind? Me
personally, see, and this goes to the dynamics of the city. We live in New York City. Most of us live in New York City or in the surrounding, states, right? New York City does technically on our salary, on transit salary, does not allow you to run a full single family household like that if you want to live in a decent neighborhood. If we want to pick some ran down bullshit neighborhood where the rent is, let's say, $1,000 a month for a 2-bedroom or in the projects, no disrespect to the projects, I'm from the project and I still go there every fucking day. But if you want to live in those type of situations, then okay, you can stay home. But if you want to live in a decent neighborhood, then babe, we both have to work, because at the end of the day, like I said before, the plan is to elevate. So if we elevating one way and you take, like, let me pause that for 1 second. Okay, I'm gonna give you an example there's a lot of women out here that want big weddings, right? They want to get married, they want to have these extravagant weddings, right? Wedding might cost them about 60 grand. 60 grand. So now, okay, the man, he does what he do. He's doing whatever he got to do to get that money up for that wedding. So now he got married, but he's still paying bills on the wedding. The bills didn't go away. The wedding people want their money, caterers, the place, the hall, everything, they want their money. So now, what do you think the first argument is going to start to be about? Money. Baby, I can't do all that. I can't be to work, can't be here home with you. I got to get out there and get to the money to pay these bills. You chasing behind your own tail. You know what I'm saying? Because you still had that extravagant wedding. You know what I'm saying? Now, that's why the divorce rate goes high. Because dudes still chasing, lived outside his means, paying for that wedding. Now, the women's, some women are like this, not all, but some women are like this. I don't give a fuck. Get it done. They don't understand what the day in, day out intricacies that go on to how you make your money. So they just say, whatever. It's like, get it done. But now you chasing that dragon. So it's hard to be in 4 places at one time. You're a union, man. You run around. Your phone probably ring 100 times a day for transit shit that you can't even be at every place at one time. You can't handle every situation at one time. But people don't want to hear that. Tramel, you said you could do this. You progressive action. Get it done, bro. I'm in a bind. Get it done. That's how the women feel. Like, that's how you feel when you. So now you lived outside your means. You exceeded what you can afford. So now you're gonna start to have financial arguments. You know what I'm saying? But here we go, because they went into that situation with no plan. I'm gonna break it down even further. Me and you work for transit. Now you said a transit girl. You have been praying about a transit woman. That means in transit we get paid on the same day. I mean, we get paid on the same exact day. So I'm just use the number 2,000 because it's just an even number to use. If I bring home 2,000 after taxes and you bring home 2,000 after taxes, right? That's $4,000 in one household. So that's $8,000 per month in one household. Now we can live somewhere really decent for $8,000 a month. I mean, coming in that one household. So you look at it like, okay, let's say the rent is $2,500 for a 2-bedroom, $3,000 for two, even $3,000. I just go to the far end, $3,000 for a 2-bedroom. All right, because we about to have a kid. She just got pregnant, so that kid needs his room. So now you got $5,000 left over between the two of y'all. So you say another $1,000 a month on groceries, and you got $4,000. You dating your lady, she's dating you. So you go wine and dine or whatever every once in a blue, date night, whatever. Let's say you spend $1,000 on that. You still got $3,000 per month coming into that household. After maybe miscellaneous bills, you still got $2,000 per month coming to that household. You know what I'm saying? Per month that paid your bills, that wine and dine each other, that did some miscellaneous shopping. But now, after you save, if y'all allocate that and be that disciplined with one another, because you got a plan, she's submitting to you. She's giving you her bread, or you giving her the bread, whoever handles money better. If you look at that $2,000 per month over a 12-month span, that's $24,000. If y'all together for 3 years, y'all got $36,000 saved up. Now, when y'all trying to go buy a house or start paying for that wedding, that's where that money come in at. Now you don't have to have that financial burden or that stress. But see, a lot of times people go into relationships with their motherfucking dick hard and their pussy wet. So they have no plans. No disrespect to the ladies, no disrespect to the fellas, but they don't go in there with no plans. They don't understand how to set up and talk to one another. They don't know how to communicate. Because of what you said earlier, a lot of people don't trust people. They don't trust the situation they're stepping into.
I don't understand how, like, when I ask a lot of these questions on my page, and I see, the women respond, it seems like they get into relationships with men that they really don't trust. And that trust could come from prior relationships and damage that they had from prior relationships, and they take it into the new relationships. Because that normally happens. Yeah, go ahead.
That's true, but men do the same thing. Now, there's guys that's out here, listen, dog, I've been burnt. I gave it my all into a relationship with a woman, and guess what? That shit didn't turn out to nothing. So it goes hand in foot. You know what I'm saying? It goes both ways. Now, so dudes react different, though. Their reaction is more so, I ain't catching feelings. I ain't trying to catch no feelings. Fuck all that. You know what I'm saying? That's how we react. We naturally react like that. You know what I'm saying? And women come into here like, you know what? They wait for the shoe to drop. Hold up. You too good of a guy. Where the fuck is that shoe? Drop, shoe, drop. So it goes both ways with that. You dig what I'm saying? It goes both ways with that. So it's like, I know there's gold digging women. I know there's guys out here that ain't shit. We know there's both of those things do exist. They totally do exist. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, we can't keep, beating down that dead horse. We got to understand, how do we fix these things? You know what I'm saying? Like Kevin Samuels and guys like that, they have these platforms and they start to use these platforms as profitable for them to basically beat down or speak negative energy into our culture. We got to snatch that back and go, you know what? We know those things exist. Well, guess what? Hold up. How do we fix that? The people, when they got out of slavery, they knew slavery was out there. That master cracked that whip every time. How the fuck do we get away from this? Harriet said, we're going to do the Underground Railroad. Get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? Martin Luther King said, how do we fix these things?
Yeah, but the reason why I appreciate, Kevin Samuels' platform and even Derek Jackson platforms and all these other relationship platforms is because it's starting the conversation. You can't fix nothing. You can't fix anything if you don't conversate about the issues first.
That is true.
And see where we stand at. So there'd be plenty of arguments on my page about certain things. And someone said today that it seemed like you black men is beaten down, and this came from a white girl. It seemed
I
like
saw that.
you black
I
men,
saw that.
you black men X, Y, and Z, but we got to start with the conversations first. We got to see where we at mentally to have these conversations, because if we just keep on getting into these relationships without having these conversations, because a lot of women hit me behind the scenes and be like, yo, I'm getting a lot of insight from your page. I'm getting
listen. And listen, and this is what I'm saying to you, and I'm telling you this as a man. Having a page like that, there's nothing wrong with that. You're absolutely right. We do need to have it. But like I said, at the end of the day, we still gotta start to come up with solutions. We have to, like I said, I'm gonna go back to yourself personally. You came into transit, I think about a few months before I did. So you saw something there that wasn't moving right with your soul. So you started progressive action. You started going out and being an advocate for the members of transit, for the local 100 members, and you saw things and you spoke about those things and you started to move that way. So you didn't wait till transit go, yo, this, that. No, you said, nah, this shit ain't sitting right in my soul. Let me see if I can fix this thing. Let me gather some people around me that can move the way I like to move. And that's the same way as the relationship should be going. We can't sit there and go, you know what? Shorty work at McDonald's, right? She makes whatever McDonald's people make, and she's a ratchet chick, and she don't even gonna listen to nothing that I got to say. You know what? Let me go try to holler at her. Y'all not evenly yoked. You know what I'm saying? Y'all not evenly yoked with your mindset. That's why me personally, when it comes to women, I can't even, I see dudes trying to holler at young girls. My mind won't even allow me to holler at no young girl. I don't know how bad her banging her body. Her mind won't even understand where I'm at with it. So I'll let her be. Go ahead, shorty. But you gotta find things that's evenly yoked. So that's part of the conversation that we have to also start. First thing we have to do, we're the people that talk like us, think like us. We gotta find that's evenly yoked. After we find that, listen, we gotta, as a man, as black men, if we want these women to submit, which I don't like the word, but if we want these women to submit, we have to literally give them something to submit. It's so many brothers, and some of them are on my page, some of them are on your page probably, that are living off the strength of these women.
Facts.
But they walk into the public like they're not.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? They come out to our eye like they're not. They don't have their names on no leases, no deeds. You know what I'm saying? They got cell phones in women's name, cables in another woman's name, a whole, you know what I'm saying? It's mind-boggling. But these would be the same folks. Nah, shorty got to submit to me. And I'm a man, I'm 100% man. I love women, et cetera, et cetera. But at the end of the day, I had to get my ducks in a row before I even tried to even go at anything like that. You know what I'm saying? I got friends of mine looking at this live right now that you don't know, but they looking at it right now. And they tell you a backstory from me from hell. Like, yo, dude, he was out there, he was living with his grandma, whatever way you want to spin it. But I had to fix myself up. You know what I'm saying? Get my ducks in a row before I can even think, yo, what? Submit to me? What the fuck am I? What the fuck I got? What the fuck I got for you to submit to? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I can't even preach that, bro. I can't even subscribe to that, because at the end of the day, let me get my shit together. And then when I put this plan in place and I got my plan going together, you either going to be with it, and you got to have another plan of your own, but you're going to be with it, or this ain't for you. That's all.
It's strange because, you just said that, you see a young girl, you don't care how bad her body is, that her mind is not there. But you meet some women, 40 plus, talking about that they ain't messing with men they age because the older men play more games than the younger guys.
That's right? Fair to say, but that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I said, at the end of the day, you got to find what's evenly yoked for yourself. You dig what I'm saying? Like, if you know for a fact that I'm gonna speak to the women right now. Ladies, if you know for a fact that this man mindset doesn't equate to where your mindset is at, you can't go there with him. I don't fuck how handsome he is, how much money he got, or whatever. You can't go there with him because it's gonna fail. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna fail. Like-minded people, they cling together. They hover together. You know what I'm saying? They click up. You know what I mean? If you look at the gangs, they want to run the streets, they want to sell drugs, they want to be a part of violence or whatever they project out there. So what they do, they click up. But if you know this guy over there is a square, he ain't gonna try to run with the gang unless you're Cashapp, dumbass. But you ain't gonna try to run with the gang. You wanna stay the fuck away from that. That ain't what you do. You know what I'm saying? The goons move like goons. Goons don't come get a dude that's not a goon, then run with them.
But some women will ignore that for the material gains that they can get from a guy sometimes.
I get you on that to a certain extent. But like I said before, a lot of times, a lot of these women, Like the ones I come across, at least they got everything I got or plus. Like, so it's not, and I'm just being real. I never had a woman come at me for anything. You know what I'm saying? And the people that's on here that know me from where I'm from, I've been touching bread, been touching money. I'm talking about since forever. Like, some of these motherfuckers never know me to be broke, with a job or without a job. So I've been touching it. So, but I still, nobody ever came at me on some, yo, since you all up, I think you all that, can I get a Birkin back? Can I get, nah, sure, or, yo, but put me up somewhere. But no, I can't say I attest to that. I can't validate that. I can't co-sign that because it never happened to me.
Yeah, but some guys know where they lack at, and they do make it up with money. Some guys will be like,
But whose fault is that? Is that the lady's fault?
I mean, if you're using your ideology and you saying that if his mind ain't where it's at, and the guy's coming to break bread on her, then she makes.
But let me ask you something, right? Let me ask you this: you meet a woman, right, and she goes, you know what? She feel like she's lacking somewhere. But Jamel, listen, I'm gonna fund your, whatever ventures you got going on. I want to fund that. I'm gonna buy you this, treat you, travel you this, take you here, take you there. Are you gonna refuse that?
I will refuse it because I could do it for myself.
Okay, you will refuse that because you can do it for yourself. Now, there's people like you that say they refuse for themselves. There's people like that won't refuse for themselves. But whose fault is it that somebody accepts that? They put themselves out there. Like, you can see a bunch of guys going to a club or whatever, and you know what? I'm gonna buy 10 bottles of champagne. Just when they walk in the door, I'm gonna get a bunch of bottles. Let the sparkle. Right? Now, women see that, oh, he's a baller. He's getting this and that and the third, right? He's taking money out there. Okay, cool. Now, they don't know the backstory with this guy. They don't know if he got other women. They don't know if he's a beater. They don't know if he's they don't know what's going on with this guy, but he showed them something there. So now they come at this the same way. If you look at certain women on social media, they come across scantily clad. So you think, okay, shorty showing all that ass shit, she's a fucking slut. You know what I'm saying? Or she's just on some like freak check time. We don't know the backstory. So now you have a conversation with this person, and you're like, yo, listen, you supposed to get me X, Y, and Z. Right then and there, you're not even part of what I'm trying to be a part of, shorty. You don't understand the sacrifice. What it took me to even get in this club and buy these 10 bottles. You don't know what I went through to get these 10 bottles. You don't know if I had to go catch a lick. You don't know if I caught some lawsuit. You don't know if I had this hard work and saved up money. You just know what you see. Guess what, shorty? You're not my type of person. I stay the fuck away from you. You know what I'm saying? But it's so crazy with a lot of times the male ego, or they look at the visual of the woman. Oh, she bad. I gotta do X, Y, and Z for her, and they try to show their ass first. So now the woman just sitting down and let you play yourself. You thinking that you gotta do all that. 99% of the women that I came across in my lifetime, all they want is loyalty and consistency. That's it. They never asked me for nothing. Like, yo, listen, I mean, I'm obviously taking them out on dates and stuff like that, buying drinks, and every occasionally a birthday gift or something like that. That's man shit. Like, I'm talking about far as, listen, yo, you can give me a down payment for a car. I need like 10 grand. Whoa, shorty. I never came across that.
I never came across that. I never came across that.
You know what I'm saying? I never came across that.
I don't know a woman that could be bold enough to even fix their lips to ask.
Listen. There's women that do that. There's women that do that. There's women that do that. They look at what's the girl, Brittany whatever, right? The one that just did. Yes, the one that got the basketball player, right? She went out there with the intent, and she said it long before him. She went out there with her intent the whole time was wrote a book about it, gangster shit. And that young man got caught up in her web, and now he's gonna be set paying for the rest of that kid's life until the kid's 21. But she purposely did that to that man. You know what I'm saying? Yes, there is women that do that knucklehead shit to men. Yes, there is. But see, if you have the right type of conversation and right type of confidence in yourself, you don't have to get caught in those type of situations. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to get caught in those type of situations.
See, with a lot of these people who come across money like that, that don't make them real, right? So you, like you said, you don't know their background or their mentality.
Exactly.
Yeah, he playing the NBA, but he could be a lame. He probably never.
He is a lame. Yeah, he is a lame.
Never seen a bad chick like her before.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying?
But when we start to speak about those situations, let's isolate that for those type of women. Let's can't see all women. You know what I'm saying? We have to isolate those situations for those type of people. But now, what I would say is, for you gold digging women, not women in general, because now you're speaking about gold digging. Now you at least for them ain't shit dudes. Now the women go, okay, those ain't shit dudes, but they're good. Listen, there's a lot of us black men out here that is good dudes. Some of us are single. Some of us have been burnt several times. Some women have been burnt several times, but it still doesn't mean that they're inside and outside, they're good. You know what I'm saying? They're good. But now, like I said, you got to understand where you're going with the situation. You got to have your plan. You got to have the communication, the conversation to have an understanding of what y'all really doing. You know what I'm saying? What y'all really doing. Like me personally, I never dealt with gray areas. I don't like gray areas. It's either black or white. That gray shit, I don't rock with that. You know what I'm saying? I don't stand on that. You know, and it's just that's who I am. So it's like, what we doing, baby girl? Are we trying to get to know each other, to build up to a relationship? Or, you know, we just smashing and dashing? How we playing this card? You know what I'm saying? Just because said woman carries herself a certain way, that don't mean she ain't with the smash and dash. You know what I'm saying? So we can't assume anything. So we have to have these conversations. You dig what I'm saying? And I think a lot of times it makes everybody uncomfortable speaking because, like you said earlier, some people don't trust who they're speaking with. You know what I'm saying? They don't trust that. So it's like, whoa, let's stop that. And, you know, I get it that there's a lot of people carrying a lot of baggage around from prior situations. You know what I'm saying? I trust me, I know that is a fact. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, before you step foot into a relationship with anybody, you should be able to shed that baggage. You need to mentally shed that baggage.
That's the problem. People think that they can mentally shed the baggage by themselves. It can't. A lot of people need therapy already, right? Mm-hmm. You need someone to talk to. So what happened is that you have a woman who keep going through these cycles with the same type of men, right? And I look at it as her getting a new type of scab. She keep getting a new scab every time she get with a dude that don't work with her. She creates some type of damage. And then when she do get with a guy that's official with her, then what happens? She's hard on him. And homeboy is like you said, I'm waiting for the shoe to drop.
Yes, I get it. No, I get that. But at the same breath, there's guys out here that think every girl is like a smut. And every girl ain't like that. And so all I'm saying, and I say all this to say this, let's keep it fair. If we're gonna call out this, let's call out that. You know what I'm saying? We can't be biased because when you have a certain level of bias, you're not getting an authentic response. You think what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You're not gonna get an authentic response. And you know, like I said, I don't think, and this is something a little off topic, but it's still on the same topic. I think that in our black culture, the main thing that we don't realize is we are the old people now. You know what I'm saying? We are older. We are the ones that's setting the legacy for the youth now. And I think that a lot of times in our culture right now, we don't feel that moral responsibility. So we don't feel like, you know what, that's there for us. But you know what, when we was younger, we looked up to people that was our age now. You know what I'm saying? That's who we looked up to. I didn't look up to no 90-year-old woman. My grandma was 45 when I was, you know what I'm saying, when I was coming up in the ring. 50 years old in the ring. So I'm right there at her age. So we have to set a tone. We have to give these kids, these youth, something to follow. You know what I'm saying? We have to. We have to give, you know, as men, we have to give these women something to submit to. We have to. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't, then we just asking questions or asking people to contort to a situation that's not even conducive to them.
Yeah, I mean,
it doesn't benefit them.
It's a tall challenge too, because you got to look at what we're going against. We're going against entertainment, right? Because a lot of the kids is being raised by music nowadays, loving hip hop and what they see on TV, and that would have more an effect on them than us conversating with them, right? Because you got Cardi B, you got Meg Thee Stallion, a lot of women looking up to him, and they saying, look.
And looking at Meek Mills, and the fellas look up to Meek Mills and Lil Durk and all these other knuckleheads too. Exactly. You're right.
And then what happens to the regular guys? They got to figure out a way how to microwave that money, how to get that money quick. It's not like when me and you was coming up, right? Where you was able to hustle and do your thing. Everybody getting caught nowadays. Ain't nothing.
No, but here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. And I'm gonna just state this. As an individual, right? As an individual man, you don't need to be in competition with nobody else. And if the woman that you choose to be in your world, she should feel, like I said, your mindset is the same. She should not feel like she's in competition with anybody else. With Meg Thee Stallion, she don't have to keep up with the Joneses. You know what I'm saying? You living your life. You can't go, okay, because these dudes out there buying fucking Bugattis, running around with Rollies, fucking Cuban links, and all looking crazy at that. This is what my girl and I should be doing. You know what I'm saying? Your life, your bank account, your finances tell you where you sit in your life. Now, if you want to elevate your finances or elevate your life, you have to elevate your finance. That's just this basic economics. I'm not in competition. I grew up with Fab from my project. Know him personally, know his mama, know his brother, everybody like that.
From
Fab money, yes, I'm from Brewood. Fab money way longer than mine. Way the fuck longer than mine. I see him in spots and all that. I was down in Atlanta at Rugs and Party. We up in there, got the section. I'm down in my section, whatever. Yo, come up here with us, bro. I'm not hanging with you and Trey something. That's not what I'm trying to keep up with that. That's not what I'm trying to chase behind that. You know what I'm saying? And there's people in here from Brewood sitting there and I'm saying that, yo, you telling the fact, like, whatever. I'm not chasing behind that. I'm trying to be who I am. I know me. I know Twain Dino Glover. This is who I am. I stayed in my lane. You know what I'm saying? I did, everybody did what they had to do in survival mode, but you know what? I didn't step out of my lane. You know what I'm saying? A young man asked me one time, he said, yo, Dino, all the stuff that you've been through and going through, whatever the case may be, why you never been locked up or whatever? You know why? I stayed in my lane. I'm not in competition with nobody else, bro. Like, and for my woman that comes in my world that has close to me, she has to have the same mindset. We're not in competition with those people because those people don't even know who we are. So we're gonna risk. Go ahead, bro.
Did you grow up with a father in your household?
Did I grow up with a father in the house? My grandparents raised me. Yes, my grandparents raised me. Right, and there was another man that was outside of that raised the whole community of us. So yes, I'm not gonna say that.
But that makes a difference, right?
Correct. But guess what? Now, for those who didn't grow up in that type of environment, it's our obligation to give them that insight. You dig what I'm saying? We ain't gonna go, yo, because we grew up that way, that information is only exclusive to us. We have to give that and pass that information down. Bro, this is how it is to be a man. I think right now, today's era, a lot of men, especially black men, have forgot what it takes to be a man.
But you know it's not, you don't get information to be a man. It's indoctrinated in you. It's something that, like, you can't give a man a piece of paper and tell him this is how you be a man. That shit is indoctrination from having a man in your crib. Right?
Listen, let me say this to you, and I'm being real serious. You can have a man in your household, right? A man in your household, and he not be doing right by mom, dukes, or whoever's in the household with that person. And you will take from that information that's like you said, it's indoctrinated, and that's how you're supposed to treat said person outside of that household. So when you go to the next woman, or this is how you're going to carry that energy. I understand where you're going with that, but at the same time, there's a lot of energies influence all of us. You know what I'm saying? All of us. Like, I know you from wherever you from, no disrespect, but I know there's been guys that came up to you, Jamel, listen, son, hold the pistol, we got the pistol, we're about to go ride on some of these niggas. But you knew in your mindset, like, you know what? I ain't got nothing to do with that. What the fuck am I going to do all that for? So you made a decision at that point in time, you know what I'm saying? As an individual man, to go, you know what? I'm not going to kill this motherfucker. He ain't did nothing to me. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, the pressure was there. So we have to understand that we do control some of other people's influence as well. Like, you know what? Listen, little homie, that ain't how you, like, you can walk outside in the hood and see somebody beating up their little girl. Yo, why are you touching that little girl? Like, why are you beating up on a little girl? Yo, bro, that ain't what we do. We don't do that. And I'm gonna give you another example. A friend of mine, little younger brother, just came home from jail. He did 10 years, right? So the first thing I said to him when I seen him was, you all right? Yeah. All right. Yo, what's your plan out here now? Because now I want to start Operation Don't Go Back. You know what I'm saying? I'm your parole officer in the street. You got a parole officer that you go to an office and pee in a cup with? I'm your parole officer in the street. What's your plan to stay out of that fucking situation that you was in? Do you get your little girlfriend? Get your little job? Something to keep your mind occupied so you don't keep going back in this revolving door of the prison system. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna hold him accountable, and he'll tell you if he's on this, he can see it now. I tell him this every time. I say, "What's up? What you doing?" Nah, D, I'm doing this. He's running around with his nephews and nieces, taking them to football practice and cheerleading practice. He's doing other things. All right, keep that up. Now in the wintertime, he came home in the summer, which everything is moving and shaking. He's young enough to be caught up in that whole gang stupid shit that's going on in New York. But what's your plan? And now if each one teach one and start pulling each one of the people we know like that, and listen, we hold each other accountable, we have a much better community, bro. Much better.
No, that's a fact. I don't disagree with nothing.
You know what I'm saying? A much better community. Because at the end of the day, if my slip is showing, or I'm showing weakness, or I'm showing some type of, so drop off on whatever you think I'm at the standard you have me at, please call me out on it. And that goes for friend, family, relationship, anything. Please call me out on it because I might don't see it. You dig what I'm saying? And that's how people build with one another. That's how knowledge born, as they say, build and understanding. We build with one another. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you this: getting back to the topic, because we
all right. Okay, go ahead. I'm with you.
As far as like for those who just tuning in, we talking about what's the ideal good woman for a high value man, and we went through a lot of things just now. So what's a bad woman? If you could define a good woman, what you consider a bad woman?
A bad woman is somebody who steps into a situation with their intent to get over on a person, like the girl Brittany Ritter did to that young man on the Hornets. That's somebody who, took advantage of the feelings that man had for her and used it for her own capital gains, and not to have any intent on being with that person, any feelings with that person. Just, I'm gonna take you because you're weak. I found your weakness. I'm gonna capitalize on that.
But whose fault?
Whose
fault is that though? Like
it's both of their fault.
Huh? It's his fault.
It's both their fault. It's both their fault.
He had more to lose.
He does have more to lose, but at the same time, it's her fault because her mindset was that. I blame her as well. But I can't feel sorry for him for getting caught and being victimized like that. You dig what I'm saying? I can't.
I don't feel sorry for the motherfucker because you gotta.
I said I can't. I don't. I don't feel sorry for
women who that's what they do. That's their way of life.
Yes, of course. That's
they bad.
Of course. Now here's the kicker, right? I'm gonna give you just on the backside of it. As you asked me, what's a bad woman for this type of man? Now, what is a good woman? Like as you a high value man, what is your criteria for a woman and you looking for in a woman?
I mean, to be honest, I don't look for much. Like I want honesty, cooperation, and allow me to lead, be submissive.
Okay, when you say cooperation, what do you want them to cooperate about?
Some women are argumentative just to be argumentative, right? Sometimes cooperation is just listening. And listening to hear, not listening to respond, right? Let's cooperate with each other, right?
So let me ask you, all right, that's fair. But let me ask you this, man, right? Let's say, you do some, let's say she she's going with your flow. And she catch you up in a situation where, another female reached out to you and in a way that was not respectful to your relationship. And you trying to explain yourself. Do you expect her to cooperate with that?
She allowed to feel her whatever way she want to feel, but we got to remember that every relationship is different, right? So you may not know our particular relationship. Maybe I would get with a woman who goes along with that understands that.
Now, but see, now, okay, that's fair. But you had to have, now the woman, she did, like I said, communication. You got with this woman. She did not understand that part of the game when you got with her. She thinking that you.
I wouldn't have got with it. So
okay.
Before that's part of the communication. There's certain things that you could compare it to love language, right? So there's certain things that you would make sure is communicated properly, that if it does come up, that it won't be no surprise, right? So I'm not gonna get with a woman who don't understand what my love language is. No matter what it is. You got some guys that get with women that don't cook and they love to eat. That's a disaster waiting to happen.
Okay, that's fair. That's true. I agree. I like to eat, and if you ain't cooking.
But how many? I know a lot of guys. Damn, my girl don't cook. Your girl don't cook. What you mean? Your girl don't cook? What you mean?
I get you. But here's the kicker, right? Here's the backspin to that, right? Now, if the shoe was on the other foot, how would you receive that?
I'm gonna be honest with you, bro.
Please do.
That's not no deal breaker for me.
So if then listen. Then that's fair. Not a deal breaker for me. But that's fair. But there's a lot of brothers, and just being real with you, that can dish out certain types of dirt and can't receive the same type of dirt they're dishing out. They can't handle that dirt.
There's a lot, right? But
you know what I'm saying? There's a vast majority that can't deal with that.
But you'll be surprised how many women will be willing to go at your program if you open and honest with them from the jump.
That's true. I agree with you on that. But at the same time, that's all through the communication. And that's what y'all agreed upon. You know what I'm saying? I joke around and say, listen, this is in the contract. Right? You know what I'm saying? This is the contract. You know what it is, because this is what I bring the contract to you. Not a real contract, but it's like you understand where my energy is at. So this is the contract. But if you're not having that communication, you're not having discussed those things, and you or her pull a move like that, you got to respect the response that's coming with it.
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
You know what I'm saying?
The whole key, you said it plenty of times through this live video, communication.
Yeah. But see, here's the thing.
Important.
Now, here's the thing. You can't say communicate with this woman and she doesn't agree with you that she's a mean, angry, disgruntled, or anything like that. She just have a different mindset than you. Then that's not the woman for you. You can't put her in a box where she's angry black woman. You can't put her there. You just can't put her there.
There you go. And that conversation need to be happening before any commitment happens.
Of course it does. Right? But see, so many people put people in these boxes. There's women that put dudes in boxes, there's men that put women in boxes, and they put them there because the person does not agree with them. You know what I'm saying? Like we go back to the topic we said. When you set out, you go, you know what? You have the first conversation with a woman, right? First thing y'all having. So what is your plan? Like, what's your goal? What's your end game with this? You know what I'm saying? And 90% of the guys say the same old fucking line. I want to date one person, look to build something strong, and they say that cliche shit. They say it all the time. Now, okay, lady, that's shit women like to hear. That's cool. That's some smooth, you're a handsome man about his business. That's what you want to do. But now he moved the goalpost later. Oh, well, we ain't committed, so I can still do what I need to do. You got to understand that we ain't committed. Or vice versa for the women. I'm looking for a good guy, one that's a man, he's a good man, blah, blah, blah. And now he's treating you good. Now you're starting arguments looking for the fucking shoe to drop. You're trying to make a situation, see how to react to another situation. Like, shorty, what are you doing? Like, just fall back and enjoy the moments that you had. Stop trying to make a situation that ain't even there. You know what I'm saying? It goes both ways. Like, we're going to be evenly yoked. We're going to be, not yoked. We're going to be evenly critiqued on men and women. You know what I'm saying? We have to be. In order for us to elevate out of the situation we are at, we have to be. The Hasidic Jews all wear black. For one reason only. They're not in competition with one another. That's it. They look exactly the same.
Well, they didn't go through the same type of trauma that we went through.
No, but see, here's the thing. But they went through a certain type of trauma, but they fixed it by making sure we look like this. We're uniformed here. Now, we went through a way worse trauma than they are, which is, I'm not going to sit here and deny you on that. But at the same time, everybody is we willy-nilly all over here. We all over the place. You know what I'm saying? We all over the place. Like, where I live at, these motherfuckers don't get fly. They got more money than all of us, but they don't try to get fly. They just got to their bag. They got their money. We trying to get fly, live outside our means, and don't have a fucking coin to live outside our means because we still caught up on how people perceive us. You know what I'm saying? They're like, that's it. You know what I mean? That's it.
I mean, and like someone just said in the comments, I don't know if you can see it. Those Jews make it clear that they're not equal to their woman. That's right.
That's cool. That's cool, but guess what they give them? They give them something to follow. I read the comment. You know what I'm saying? I'm not believing that. I give them something. They give them something to follow. What they doing? Babe, listen, you're going to get on welfare. You're going to go work the system. I'm going to go over here, get this business under this other man's name so you can still collect the system. And they give them something to follow. They got a plan. That's all I'm telling you. I'm not saying that they feel like they're equal. No, there's a lot of cultures. The Indian, do you know that the red dot Indian people, I don't know what they exactly call. I hate to call them that, by the way. But they're men and women. They don't walk side by side. The women has to at least stay a step behind them. If you ever pay attention, they always a foot behind them. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Bro, tap into the live if you want. I think I could bring you on camera too. Instead of doing that commenting. See if he tapping. Request to come in the video.
He said they don't got all the money. It ain't about nobody has all the money. That's simple. That's simpleton right there. Nobody has all the money, but they move at a certain way where they move and move out. They move politics. They change the game, the platform politics. They move the DOE. They move the entertainment industry. They move things. We can't tell these women to submit if they ain't moving nothing. We ain't moving nothing.
Yeah.
We're not changing the pendulum on nothing. White America don't give a rat's ass about us, but our bottom line that we spend on expensive shit that we can't afford. That's the only thing white America cares about us. They don't care how we vote. They don't care about crime in our neighborhood. They don't care about nothing.
That's a fact.
You dig what I'm saying? They don't. Like when they was looting and rioting in all these stores out there for George Floyd, these white folks back here was having fucking cocktails, looking at you like, shit don't mean nothing. When I go check my fucking account tomorrow, I'm still in the black, not in the red. Yeah. I'm still in the black. You know what I'm saying? I'm still in the black.
This live, I ain't know that they put a time limit on this live. I guess it's for an hour. This hour went by kind of quick, my brother.
It's all good, bro.
We got 60. We got like 75 seconds. I want you to lead the people with a final word. I definitely enjoyed this conversation.
Of course. Well, that's all I got to say. For the 75 seconds, like I just want to keep it for those people that's listening. Let's keep it fair. If we're gonna critique one set of us people, let's critique both. And brothers, let's give these women something to submit to. Stop just saying the word submissive and high value without having nothing to submit to or be valuable of. You know what I'm saying? Get your stuff together, get your ducks in a row if you don't have them there, and stop leaning on other things to, for these women to do that. You know what I'm saying? That's all I have to say. That's all I'm about. You know what I'm saying? I never like to bully. Let's be equally fair about everybody. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully that between these lives and these platforms we have, we can elevate one another to a level where those other folks can't touch us. You know what I'm saying? Can't touch us, period.
You think they learned something from this conversation today?
Well, I mean, hopefully they did. If they didn't, then you know what? It's fair. It's what it is. It's what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's just what it is. Right. But, hopefully they learned something that, some of us are not on the same type of time as others, and it's good to be different. And you don't have to, be what everybody think you should be. You dig what I'm saying?
Got 20 seconds. 20 seconds, bro.
All right, man. Yo, Tramel, listen, bro. It's a pleasure. I'll check it out when you throw it on Facebook. I'm gonna share it around. Look, we chop it up some more. Whenever.
Let's do this again soon. I enjoyed the conversation.
Yeah, I'm always. Let me know when you're ready. I'm here for you.
All right, peace.
All right, peace, bro.